Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Monday, January 18, 2021. Government will be undertaking a program to issue 20,000 land titles each year. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says the program will be complemented by the building of 70,000 inexpensive housing solutions over the next 5 years. The majority of the houses will be priced at $8 million or below. Mr. Holness says these projects are part of government's approach to tackling the issue of illegal settlements.
The government is not going to countenance, sanction, or have any sympathy on squatting and illegal settlements. But at the same time, we're going to increase the availability of housing solutions and lots so that people can have access to proper habitat legally and fairly.
Prime Minister Holness was speaking on Friday as he issued 30 certificates of titles to homeowners. Recipients were from Havana Heights in Clarendon, as well as Drewsland and Seaview Gardens in St. Andrew. They received the certificates of home ownership under a program of partnership between the Housing Agency of Jamaica and the National Land Agency.
We understand the role that we have to play as a ministry in the improving of the lives and livelihood of our people. And certainly land registration is identified as a major driver of economic growth, but also very significant benefits flow from having that certificate of title. You will be able to use your title to access loans, to access formal credit.
Meanwhile, the Ministries of Housing and Economic Growth have forged a partnership that will put more land titles in the hands of Jamaicans. A working group has been formed to clear up the backlog of titles at the National Land Agency, NLA, the Housing Agency of Jamaica, HAJ, and the National Housing Trust, NHT. Minister without portfolio in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, Senator Aubin Hill, says the National Land Agency will be delivering 10,096 titles by the end of 2021. Another 15,000 titles which were paid for but not delivered will be issued by the NLA within the year. Another 6,160 will be for NHT properties and 7,209 from the HAJ.
Titles are what the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation are about in terms of monetizing this relatively, non-income producing asset that we call land in our country.
We will be collaborating. Collaborative governance will be driving the process so that we reduce the gaps and we do not repeat the mistakes.
Jamaica has become the first English-speaking Caribbean country to launch an Open Government Partnership, OGP. The Open Government Partnership is a forum of countries working to be more open, accountable, and responsive to citizens. At Friday's virtual launch, Minister of Finance and the Public Service, Dr. Nigel Clark, said it was another example of government's commitment to the principles of accountability and transparency in public administration. He said Jamaica also stood to gain and learn from the various innovative approaches undertaken by other member countries, but stressed that the process would be domestically driven. The Ministry of Finance and the Public Service is the lead government entity, and Dr. Clark says the OGP multi-stakeholder consultative process will allow for the development of an OGP National Action Plan with civil society partners. The National Action Plan should be submitted in August 2021, and government will be monitoring its implementation through August 2023. The OGP process will provide better access to information on the performance of government ministries and agencies on matters of public interest. It will also ensure greater transparency on the allocation and expenditure of public resources, strengthened mechanisms to detect and address corruption in the administration of government and public bodies, and greater opportunities for citizens to participate in the determination of government priorities and monitoring outcomes. The Ministry of Education has received the first shipment of 5,000 laptops to be distributed to secondary students in grades 10 to 13 who are on the Program of Advancement through Health and Education, PATH. The allocation is part of 15,000 laptops valued at $900 million that was procured by eLearning Jamaica. The remaining laptops are expected to arrive in February and March. Distribution of the electronic devices, which is to begin soon, is to be undertaken by the Post and Telecommunications Department. Each laptop is to be equipped with a device management system as an anti-theft measure.
The devices are just the beginning. We have to ensure that we continue to train our teachers to deliver on the online platform as well as in the physical world. We have to ensure that we have the support system in place for our students. If they have a problem with the device, they can call us, and that already exists. We have to ensure we have the educational software so that they can go on and we know that they're in a safe space.
eLearning Jamaica is also in receipt of 5,700 tablets to complete the rollout of the 40,000 tablets to primary schools island-wide. These will also have device management software installed. The Ministry of Science, Energy and Technology will also be installing a suite of e-learning software on the devices.
The arrival of these laptops is another initiative of this government to facilitate learning in COVID-19 environment and to assist our students in accessing the virtual landscape.
And finally, the Rural Agricultural Development Authority, RADA, has received a backhoe from the Agriculture Ministry to provide services to the farming communities of St. Elizabeth. The backhoe is one of two, valued at approximately $38 million, purchased by the ministry with funds received under the COVID Recovery Response Program. The other excavating equipment has been assigned to Clarendon. During Friday's handing over ceremony held at the Holland Estate in St. Elizabeth, Agriculture and Fisheries Minister Floyd Green said the backhoe would provide a greater opportunity for farmers to maximize on productivity. While highlighting the importance of mechanizing the agricultural sector to make the jobs of farmers easier, he said the ministry was in the process of procuring 6 tractors to be added to the fleet across the island. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.